You've got a big bet on the line here. Are you panicking?
No, of course not. Why should I be panicking?
John, the Bitcoin price is down 70% from its all-time high. There's bad news everywhere. The volumes are low. There are practically no capital inflows into this market. There are reports that say that the Bitcoin network should be valued at $22 to $44 billion. Now, you have one of your heads on the line. Surely you should be panicking.
Well, I mean, this dip has happened in a very short period of time. I mean, we are dealing with a long-term phenomenon. If you look at Bitcoin's history, there have been a number of these panics where Bitcoin is dead. Bitcoin is disappearing. Bitcoin has burst. We're talking about a 3-month period. Please God, we are looking at a phenomenon which will continue for decades. So why should I panic? I'm a long-term, my brain looks at things in the long term. And in the long term, I don't see a serious problem. I don't see any problem.
So John, does that mean that you're still bullish and that you're not reducing your valuation?
No, I have it at $1 million by December of 2020. I cannot possibly lose that bet. Statistically, mathematically, in every way you want to look at it, it has to be $1 million by the end of 2020. And I don't care if it goes to 50 cents tomorrow. It's another short-term issue. Why should I care? Let's look at Bitcoin once a year and see what happens. It is consistently, year over year, grown and will continue to do so.
So John, if you're this positive at these levels, is this a good buying opportunity?
Any time is a good buying opportunity for Bitcoin. I mean, just pick a random day or a random price. If you're a long-term investor, it's going to increase dramatically. So yeah, anytime is a good time. Now it's a good time. Tomorrow would be a good time. When it hits $20,000, it'll be a good time. It's always a good time to buy Bitcoin.
John, why are you so confident that Bitcoin will be at $1 million by 2020?
I'm a mathematician and a statistician. If you simply look at the history of Bitcoin, its growth, its adoption by users, and not just users of Bitcoin, but also people who accept Bitcoin payments. Started out on the dark web, and now it's moved to all kinds of businesses in the real world. How can this massive growth, which is continuing in spite of the price of Bitcoin declining, the growth of Bitcoin in terms of its adoption and use is continuing to grow. So how can I not be bullish?
So are you saying that the price and the technology are moving against each other and that actually there's an inverse correlation between the price and the technology?
No, there's no correlation whatsoever. It simply has to do with two things: governments and banks. Banks and governments will do everything within their power to try to trash Bitcoin, to try to kill it if possible. Well, it can't be killed. Certainly, you can trash it in the market for a while, but it will simply bounce back. And it will bounce back with a viciousness that you can't imagine. So who cares? Jamie Dimon, the chairman of JP Morgan, comes out and says Bitcoin is a fraud. Well, Bitcoin lost 50% of its value in a matter of days because of that. Didn't make any difference. It bounced back. It will always bounce back. Trash it as much as you like.
Now, John, let's move the conversation away from Bitcoin and more towards the broader crypto market. We were at a market capitalization of $850 billion. We're down to about $250 billion. Is there a problem in this market?
None whatsoever. Well, I mean, yes, there is. But the problem has nothing to do with the price of cryptocurrencies. The problem has to do with new currencies coming online that basically have no purpose. People are using ICOs as a means to make a fortune and to deliver a pitiful product, which is a coin. However, within those ICOs are massive gems that people should be glad that were created and succored and comforted and made real. So that's the problem. The price is not the problem, but people keep harping on, oh my God, the market's lost $600 billion. Who cares? Please God, we're talking about a few months. It astonishes me that people even notice it. It astonishes me. Why? You're short-term investors. People go, I want to make money today. Well, I'm sorry. You only attain mediocrity by being a day trader. If you want to get rich, you have to look at the long term. So I don't even look at I have no clue what the value of any of my holdings are because I looked a few months ago. Why should I look again? It's stupid.
So, John, you sound extremely bullish. Do you believe that we'll see a $1 trillion market cap by the end of this year?
Of course. Yes. I mean, it was at what? 800 billion, right? Well, of course we're going to see $1 trillion by the end of this year. Please God, use our heads, people. Look to the long term. Forget the short term nonsense. It's annoying. I mean, it's time wasting. And if you're really concerned, then you're a short term trader, and my heart goes out to you. I'm sorry, you'll never get rich doing that.
John, we've had very low capital inflows into the market. What's going to bring in the new money that's actually required to drive this market to the $1 trillion market cap?
I think major investors, banks, for example, insurance company. An article came out today. You need to look at my Twitter account and read this article. I can't even remember the name or who wrote it, but it's cited statistics that the Japanese and other countries are looking at major purchases of Bitcoin. They're not stupid. Banks aren't stupid. They're smart people, and money is their business. And they see Bitcoin down at $300 or $3,000, Ethereum down at $300. They're not stupid people. They go, we're going to make a fortune. We're going to buy big. And you'll see investments in the billions of dollars. I promise you, this is where it's coming from. The smart people with smart money.
So, John, is $250 billion the bottom of this market?
I have no clue. You're talking about short-term events. You cannot possibly predict a short-term event. You can easily predict a long-term event. I have no clue whether we're at the bottom. I don't know if the bottom is going to be 50 cents. I don't care. I really don't care. I care about, let's check the price this time next year. It'll be well over $1 trillion, and I'll be happy to come on your show again.